Hey, I'm Jusko from ProudMoney.com. 5% cash back on everything with this Citizens Bank Cash Plus MasterCard. Could it be true? We're going to take a look in this video, but first I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already. And if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So I got this mail yesterday, 5% cash back on everything. It tells me, and I was a little skeptical to be honest, so let's take a look inside and see some of the details of this offer. Can they really be giving 5% cash back on everything? Well, they are up to a point. 5% cash back on everything, and I don't know if you can read that, but it says on up to $6,000 in the first year. So it's not 5% cash back on everything forever. However, it's still pretty good, right? I mean, 5% cash back on up to $6,000 in purchases in that first year. If you max it out, that's going to be a good amount, and you got the whole first year. And even after the first year, this is a no annual fee card from Citizens Bank that has no foreign transaction fees. It gives you 1.8% cash back across the board on all your purchases once you're past that 5% cash back on everything. So it's not a bad card. But is it a good deal? Well, that depends. Is anyone else giving 5% cash back on everything? No. But one thing this offer is not giving that other cards out there on the market are giving, even no annual fee cards, is any sort of upfront cash bonus. So there are plenty of other cards out there on the market that would give you $150 or $200 for spending $500 or $1,000 in the first few months of having the card, versus this card that doesn't have an upfront cash bonus but is giving you that big 5% in the first year. So let's take a look at what this card would give you versus some other cards out there in the market that do have those upfront bonuses, and we'll even compare this card to itself, looking at this offer that I got in the mail versus the offer that is online as I make this video. So let's start by comparing this Citizens Bank offer to the Wells Fargo Active Cash Visa, a card that I've talked about a lot on this channel because it gives 2% flat cash back, no annual fee, and it has a $200 bonus opportunity on the front end if you spend $1,000 with the card in the first 3 months. At least that's what we're seeing as we make this video. So if I were to look at that Wells Fargo card and I want to get that bonus in the first 3 months, after 3 months, let's say I spent exactly $1,000 with that card, I would have gotten the $200 bonus and I would have earned another 20 bucks on the 2% on the $1,000 in spend. So $1,000 in spending, $220 earned on that Wells Fargo card. $1,000 of spending with this card, I get 5% back on everything. 5% of 1,000, 50 bucks. So looking at the Wells Fargo card, we're at 220 versus 50. Not so good for this one. Now that comparison is not totally fair because the Wells Fargo card is sort of front loaded. Let's say then if we look over a full year, let's say we are a card holder that doesn't spend a ton. Let's say that on average we spend $250 per month on either of these cards. So that Wells Fargo card, if we spend $250 per month for another 9 months, that would be another $22.50 that we would spend on that card. And that $22.50 at 2% would get us $45 more. Tack that onto the $220 we would have earned in the first 3 months, $265 for that first full year. Now, if we look at the Citizens Bank card and we tacked on another $22.50 of spending at 5%, well then we're going to get an additional $112.50, so quite a bit more on those purchases than with the Wells Fargo card. However, we only earned 50 bucks in those first few months based on the spending that we talked about. And so that means $112.50 plus 50 gets us to $162.50, over $100 less than we would have earned in that first year with that Wells Fargo card, given this lower level of spending. Okay, fine, but let's say you totally max out that $6,000 spend at 5% on this card versus $6,000 on that Wells Fargo card. How would that go? So $6,000 on the Wells Fargo card at 2%, you would get $120 as your cashback reward, but you would have also earned that $200 bonus for a total of $320 cash back in the first year with that card if we hit exactly $6,000. Now $6,000 with this card at 5%, 300 bucks. Actually $20 less, even with the 5% on all of those purchases, than you would have gotten with the Wells Fargo card at that same $6,000, because you've got that nice $200 bonus on the front end. And then anything beyond $6,000, you'd get 1.8% cash back with this card. You'd get 2% back with the Wells Fargo card. So that Wells Fargo card is going to win in any equation against this card as long as you are able to get that upfront bonus. So the point here isn't to tell you how great that Wells Fargo card is. The point here is to tell you that sometimes the credit card companies will give you that cash up front. Sometimes they'll give you a 5% offer, and if you don't do the math, you're not necessarily going to know which is better for you, and they'll throw both of them out there to see what you bite on and just give you a different offer, which you have probably seen in your own mailbox. And to illustrate that further, let's compare this offer to itself, meaning this offer from the Citizens Bank Cash Plus card versus the offer that is actually on the Citizens Bank site. So if you go on the Citizens Bank site, at least when I did, there is an offer for this very same card that will give you $150 as a bonus upfront if you spend $500 in the first 3 months of having it, versus the 5% on everything with this card up to $6,000 in that first year. So let's say we went for that offer online with this same Citizens Bank card, and in that first year we achieved that $150 bonus, and we'll use the same numbers that we used with the Wells Fargo card. We spent $32.50 overall in the first year. So $32.50 with this card, if you had the $150 bonus that you achieved and you got the 1.8% cash back, $150 plus $58.50 is the 1.8%, that's $208.50. If we had this offer and we spent $32.50 in that first full year, we would get $162.50. We would fare worse with the 5% offer than with the regular offer that is on the Citizens Bank website. However, that's not always true. Let's say we could max out at that $6,000 spend and get that 5% on the full $6,000. So if we looked at the offer that is online, we'd get the $150 bonus, and then if we spent $6,000, the 1.8% cash back would be worth $108. So $150 bonus plus $108 gives you $258. If we spent $6,000 on this card and got 5% on it, that would give us $300. So we would do better with the 5% offer if we could max it out to that $6,000. And in case you are wondering where that sweet spot is, where the 5% offer becomes better than the cash upfront offer on this same card, it is right around $46.90 of spending in that first year. So beyond $4,690, that's when this 5% offer actually is better than getting that $150 up front. Now, let's look at this offer versus the Citi Double Cash card. So the Citi Double Cash card is a 2% flat cash back card that almost never has an upfront bonus. Here and there might be one, but in most cases you're not going to find that. So if you get that card, you get 2% on everything, but you're not going to get anything upfront, no promotional offer, where this card is giving you 5% upfront. So let's say in the first year with this card, you spent $6,000, you maxed it out, you'd get $300 from this card. Citi Double Cash at $6,000, 2%. Only going to give you $120. So this card obviously would be the way better deal. Now, on an everyday basis, beyond that first $6,000, this card is only going to give you a 1.8% cash back versus the 2% on the Citi Double Cash card. So where would be sort of the break-even point where the Citi Double Cash card becomes the better offer? It's way up there. And to show you just how high, let's grab a very round number, $100,000. If we got 5% on the first $6,000 of spend with this card, and we spent $94,000 more to get to an even $100,000, that other $94,000 at 1.8% would earn another $1,692. $1,692 plus the $300 that we earned up front, or at least in that first year, and that first $6,000 gets you to $1,992. Take the Citi Double Cash card, spend $100,000 on it without any kind of upfront bonus at 2%, $2,000. So the Citi Double Cash card does win at $100,000, but only by $8 in total. So you would have to spend a ton on that Citi Double Cash Card, and if you cannot imagine yourself getting anywhere near spending $100,000 on a credit card for a very long time, well then a 5% offer like this is going to look a whole lot better versus a 2% card, especially when you have a 1.8% cashback rate on an ongoing basis. It takes very, very, very long for that Citi Double Cash Card to pay off if you've got a promotional offer on a pretty decent card like this. I love doing that math. The moral of the story here, well actually two morals of the story. Number one is you're not going to get 5% cash back on everything across the board forever on any credit card. The second moral of the story is that sometimes when you see 5%, maybe that's going to be better for you than a card that gives you a bunch of cash back as a bonus up front. Sometimes that cash back bonus up front is going to be better than an offer like this. In general, if you don't spend as much, getting cash up front is probably going to work out better than something like this. If you do spend a lot, sometimes the math works out in your favor. As far as this goes, questions, comments, put them in that comment section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and as always, please go to proudmoney.com where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. Thanks for watching. Bye.